Hey everyone, it's Matt. So now that we have two stimulus proposals on the table, how do they compare and what does it mean for you regarding stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, food assistance, and rental assistance? We'll be talking about all of that in this video, so let's get into it. But hey, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's so great to have you here. I really do appreciate your continued support. Also, please make sure to share this video or any of my 800 plus videos here on the channel with your friends, family, and social media so we can help out as many people as we can during this very confusing time. All right, so let's talk about these two stimulus proposals that we have on the table right now, right? How do they compare? And most importantly, how do they compare to us? As in, how are they going to impact us, whether one proposal is taken over the other, and what does this really mean for us? So I'll compare them side by side. We'll go through these aspects that I talked about a second ago, which is unemployment benefits, stimulus checks, rental assistance, and food assistance. Basically, the four main pillars within the stimulus package that influence and impact the people the most. Of course, there's a lot of other things within these stimulus packages, but this is basically what impacts the people the most. All right. Let's talk about this. Let's start with unemployment. This will only take a second. They're pretty similar. So the 1.9, well, let's talk about the stimulus packages really briefly first. So the two packages that we have, or the proposals that we have on the table, is the $1.9 trillion package that was proposed by Joe Biden. We also have the $618 billion package or proposal that was proposed by that group of 10 Republican senators. These are the two proposals currently on the table. We may have more to come, but let's compare these two. All right, so let's start with the unemployment benefits really quickly. In Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion package, he has in there unemployment benefits to continue on from March 14th, which is where they currently expire, continuing on from there through September until September 30th with an extra rate or with an extra bonus from the Fed of $400 per week. Now, the proposal from the group of 10 Republican senators says they will continue on from where they currently expire of March 14th, continuing on through the end of June, so just a few more months afterward, at the current rate with that $300 federal boost. So there's a little bit of a difference there. The timeline is a little bit less with the Republican proposal, and it reduces the federal kicker by $100 versus the $400. So a little change there, not a huge difference, but nonetheless, it's still a difference there. All right. Next, let's talk about rental assistance. So in the $1.9 trillion stimulus package that Joe Biden has proposed a few weeks ago, he's adding an additional $25 billion of rental assistance into that package. Now remember, the stimulus package that was passed in the end of 2020, that one contained $30 billion of rental assistance. So in this $1.9 trillion package, there's an additional $25 billion to go on top of the $30 billion, which would make it $55 billion for rental assistance. Now, that would help people who are past due on rent. So for those of you who maybe owe past due rent that haven't been able to pay in a few months, it would help to pay for that rent. It would also help with rents going forward. So that's a lot of money, $55 billion that would be allocated for rental assistance. That would help out a ton of people, as there's about the figure last I saw was about 10 million households that are behind on rent right now. It was like 10.3 million households are behind on rent right now. So that money would be used to help all those people catch up and their rents going forward. Now, this $618 billion proposal from the Republicans, I don't see anything in there for rental assistance. So we would have to use that $30 billion in that last stimulus package, the $900 billion package, to help everybody out. So there wouldn't be that additional $25 billion for the rental assistance with the Republican proposal. All right, so let's next talk about food assistance. This one is actually pretty nice because in the $1.9 trillion package by Biden, this one says he wants to extend out the food assistance through the end of the year, And the same thing in the Republican proposal. It says right in there, yep, we're good with that. Let's do it. We will extend out the food assistance as Joe Biden has produced or proposed in his proposal as well. So there you go. It's the same in both of the proposals for the food assistance. So I feel like, that's pretty good too, right? All right, let's talk about stimulus checks. This one is actually vastly different between the two. So in Biden's proposal, the $1.9 trillion package, he says stimulus checks at a rate of $1,400 for everybody. Everybody's included on that. So you got adults, $1,400 a piece. Dependents, like child dependents, $1,400 a piece. Adult dependents, $1,400 a piece. And I believe even in there is for the ITIN families as well. Not only that, I believe this was not garnishing, or for those individuals with back due child support, they would also be included. I'll need to double check that, but I believe I remember that one being for the back due, past due child support individuals, they would also be eligible. So with Joe Biden, $1,400 across the board for everybody regarding stimulus checks. All right, so let's talk about this $618 billion proposal from the Republicans, and how does this compare with the stimulus checks? Well, it's a little bit different. It's actually $1,000 stimulus checks for adults versus the $1,400, so it's $400 less per adult, and it's $500 for dependents. So child dependents or children dependents, it'd be $500. For adult dependents, $500. Now here's the difference. Again, this is the income thresholds, right? That's also very different. So in Joe Biden's plan, for individuals earning up to $75,000, you would get the entire stimulus check of $1,400, and then there's that phase-out period. Remember that. Now, for couples with Joe Biden's plan, up to $150,000 of income would get you the entire $1,400 stimulus check for the couple. However, the difference with the Republican proposal is there's that income threshold, which is significantly lower, which is basically what they said. They said they wanted to create a targeted package to target those individuals who are most in need. Well, they lowered the income threshold significantly in this proposal, and that is for those individuals earning up to $40,000, they would get the entire $1,000 stimulus check. There's the phase-out period from $40,000 to $50,000. So if you're an individual earning up to $50,000, or if you're earning $40,000, you'll get the full $1,000. If you're earning over $50,000, you would get $0 as an individual for the stimulus check. Now, as far as couples go, if you're a couple earning up to $80,000, now this is the Republican proposal again, if you're earning up to $80,000, you'd get the full $1,000 stimulus check for both people as the couple. If you're earning over $100,000, that's the end of the phase out. The phase out goes from $80,000 to $100,000. Anything over $100,000, and you get nothing. So again, the income thresholds are much, much lower. However, we kind of anticipated seeing this coming because there were many people saying, hey, we want to offer stimulus checks for those individuals who are most in need. Well, they did exactly that, right? They lowered the income thresholds to that $40,000 for an individual and $80,000 for couples. So based on that video that I produced a few days ago talking about that research study that basically studied the spending habits of individuals with household incomes of under $50,000 and then the household incomes of over $78,000, there was a huge difference, right? Under $50,000, they spent their stimulus checks almost immediately on necessities, food, rent, utilities, pharmacy, gas, whereas those households that had incomes of $78,000 or more typically spent their stimulus checks on paying down debt, or they put it into savings. Well, remember, what's the whole point of the stimulus check? Well, the name, stimulus check. They want people to spend it to stimulate the economy, right? Well, if you're saving it, that's not exactly stimulating. That's doing nothing, right? That's not stimulating at all. So We'll have to see what actually comes out of all this. Do they decide to go with the $1.9 trillion package and just decide $1,400 across the board for everybody? We don't care if they save it, if they spend it. We just want to get money out to the people. Or do they go with a more targeted approach for the stimulus checks and say, well, let's do $1,000 and let's target these people who have lower incomes? Or do they do kind of a hybrid, somewhere in between, where they say, yes, we'll still do the $1,400 for everybody, but we're going to lower the income thresholds significantly down to that $40,000 for individuals and $80,000 for couples. Well, we'll have to see how they actually decide to shake this whole thing out. But these are the proposals on the table at the current moment. Of course, we don't know what they're going to decide to do at this point. We'll have to continue watching it to see how they continue to proceed going forward. But these are the proposals we currently have and how they will impact the people. So either way, what's one thing that's really nice though is stimulus checks are included in both of these proposals. Remember back to 2020, we had multiple proposals hit the table, and there were a few of them in there that actually didn't even contain stimulus checks. Do you remember that? Yeah, so at least these proposals are containing stimulus checks, whether it's very highly targeted for those low-income individuals or it's a little bit more broad. Regardless, stimulus checks are included. And it sounds like the lowest stimulus check that could possibly be sent out at this point would be about $1,000. I know it's not $1,400 and it's not $2,000, but at least $1,000. It's much better than the $600, much better than the $600, right? The $600 is kind of a joke, I think everybody would agree with. So either way, that's where we stand with the two proposals. I'll keep you posted with any new information. I hope this helps you out, and I'll continue to be here for you on a daily basis. Thanks, everybody. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and feel free to share the videos with your friends, family, and social media so we can help out as many people as we can. Thanks again. I really do appreciate you, and just remember, I'm always here for you. Thanks, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you later.